know that, again, we have been working extremely hard in this complex, but we don't always get, the help that we need.
Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to Live at 4. Breaking news into our newsroom. In the last hour, we have confirmed the identity of the 15-year-old girl killed in the East Side shooting last night as Kaisha Miller.
Madison Police Chief Sean Barnes spoke this afternoon after Miller was killed and other teens were injured in the shooting. The shooting happened just before 8:30 last night in the 5900 block of Milwaukee Street. First responders took 2 people from the scene to hospitals. A third person, who police believe was at the scene later, showed up at the hospital with a gunshot wound. Kaisha Miller died at the hospital from a gunshot wound. A 14-year-old girl and 2 14-year-old boys were also shot. Police addressed the latest updates on the situation at a press briefing downtown this afternoon.
Our Catherine Merck was there and tells us about what police are still investigating. Catherine?
Today, leaders in Madison from the city, the police department, and the school district all came together to address an act of gun violence that claimed the life of the 15-year-old girl that you just spoke about. Here's what we learned at today's press briefing. Police provided us pictures from surveillance video of the suspects involved. It shows a vehicle believed to be a Lexus SUV pulling up to the area and 4 people getting out. Those individuals began firing round after round, not caring for who or what they may have hit, as the police chief said today. The mayor also shared a statement saying guns are too easy to access in this community.
We do not want to bury any more of our children. Gun violence is an urgent American crisis, and we need every level of government to act accordingly.
Yeah, I definitely will.
In total, officers found roughly 50 shell casings and damage to multiple homes on Milwaukee Street on Madison's east side. Now, police do not know the suspects involved in this situation and are asking the public with any information about the people that you just saw in those images to contact the police department or Madison Crime Stoppers. This is a situation that we've been following throughout the day on our website at channel3000.com, and we're going to continue to provide more updates there throughout the evening, so make sure to stick with us. Reporting live in Madison, I'm Catherine Merck, News 3 Now.
Catherine, thank you. Earlier today, we spoke with Derek Field, the District 3 City Alder who represents the area.
We asked him for his reaction to this horrific shooting.
I'm shocked. Another incident of gun violence right here, and this time involving a minor. Shocked, and then, I didn't know the individual involved, but kind of grieving in my own way that this happened right here in the district and just over the highway from me.
The second one since you've been elected as Alder in District 3.
That's right. Yep, the second shooting at the Harmony.
So what's going on, do you think?
Well, I think we have a case where folks with a lot of high needs at this income-restricted housing property live at the edge of town, and that part of Madison has not developed quickly enough for the project that the developers chose to put there. And so you have a situation where there are a lot of folks who may have, limitations in their ability to get around town or to commute to a job or to services and resources that they need. They live on the edge of town, where their neighbors are a quarry, a highway, a goat farm, and then a low-density neighborhood. And so I think it's probably not the most stimulating environment for folks to live, and that snowballs into the kinds of conflicts that we're seeing unless we are very intentional about making sure that they have activities and programming and services on site, especially for the kids.
What specific comments are you hearing from your constituents about their concerns or about what they want you to be doing?
Yeah, I'm hearing a lot of grief for the child involved, primarily grief for the child involved in the shooting, and a lot of frustration that this should have been avoided. I think there's been some frustration before that this property has been through a nuisance abatement process in the past, whereby they qualify for some level of controlled intervention by the city, where the city tells them that they need to make progress toward abating the nuisance and then demonstrate progress on that abatement plan. A lot of folks want the abatement back. That's one of the requests that I'm getting, or that the city should do something. And I've been very frustrated to learn the role of the city's authority here. So we do have an abatement ordinance that is on the books with the city that allows the city to declare a public nuisance. And right now, we don't have enough enforcement actions within the time period we need to declare a public nuisance property. So I'm asking the city attorney's office to consider a change to that policy to consider homicides more severely, given the gravity of a homicide, so that we don't need to get to 3. That, shocking as it is to say, 2 homicides at a property is enough to declare a chronic nuisance. The city attorney's office also sent a communication just a little bit ago to the management or the company that owns the Harmony Apartments, communicating a list of improvements that we think are urgently needed in order to stabilize the property and make sure that it's more secure. That includes some things like improving the security of the parking lot so that folks can't just drive through and around the back, improving the cameras. And then I specifically asked the city attorney to include a couple of provisions about benches and garbage cans outside that are not removable to foster a cleaner, better kept, better supervised space for the kids to hang out at the property. And then the other request I added to the list was for the company to consider paid programming and directly provided on-site services for those kids. And so we very much hope to see progress on that list of items. The city attorney's office is considering other options that we are granted under state law to intervene in the property if there isn't improvement in any of those areas. And I've asked them to consider a new provision qualifying a public nuisance property in the case of homicides.
And that would allow these things to be more directly dealt with?
Yes, it would give the city more of a management role in the conduct of the property, because the fact of the matter is that the property wasn't built with any city money. So the city doesn't have much leeway to govern or manage the property. The city doesn't have much of a say otherwise in the events of the property. And so the nuisance order is a tool that gets that, yes. And so that's, I'm interested in seeing that happen again.
All right. Well, Derek, thanks for your time today. It's a rough day in your district, that's for sure.
We appreciate your time, Derek. Thanks very much.
Thank you.
And we are going to continue our coverage at 5 o'clock with a live report from East High School, where Kaisha Miller attended.
There will also be a vigil later tonight. Stay tuned to News 3 Now. Tonight at 5 and 6, we will have continuing coverage on this developing story.
Let's take a look outside. Pretty nice day for the first part of October. But then we have rain and then more rain.
Big changes coming.
Jacob's in the backyard telling us how much rain we're going to get.
Yeah, we're going to see several days of rainfall, and we actually have an alert day Friday for the potential of heavy rain. Now, this also includes Friday night, where we could see 1 to 2 inches of rain on Friday alone. Now, the entire system, which is expected to start tonight and last through Saturday, will see about 1 to 3 inches, and localized amounts above 3 inches is definitely possible. Looking at the current radar, still mostly dry. There are some showers and some storms just to the south of our area, pretty close to moving into our area. And there's actually a severe thunderstorm warning right now in Iowa. Now, the severe weather risk is relatively low, but we can't rule it out. Most of the rain this evening and tonight will be for Madison and places to the south. Areas in the central portion of the state probably won't see a ton of rain this evening, but rain will definitely come for our entire area before the week is up. So during the overnight hours, still going to see those showers to the south of our area. But during the day tomorrow is when we will really start to see our entire region see rainfall. So temperatures tonight will drop into the upper 40s and lower 50s. So it's going to be a lot milder tonight, mainly because we're going to have that rainfall. When you have rainfall, temperatures don't rise and fall quite as dramatically. But we are going to see those temperatures in the afternoon get colder compared to what we had today. So I'll talk more in detail about the temperatures and give you the full timing of the rainfall coming up a little bit later.
All right, we'll check back. Thank you. Congress may be on the verge of electing a new Speaker of the House.
Republican lawmakers who hold a majority in the House have selected the person they plan to nominate.
But the caucus remains somewhat divided, delaying a final vote on the House floor. Skylar Henry has more from Capitol Hill.
House Republicans have selected Steve Scalise to be their nominee for Speaker of the House.
The first order of business under Speaker Steve Scalise is going to bring a strong resolution expressing support for Israel. We've got a very bipartisan bill the McCall-Meeks resolution ready to go right away to express our support for Israel.
Scalise edged out Ohio Congressman Jim Jordan 113-99 in a private vote among Republicans to win the GOP nomination.
I voted for Jordan, but with Scalise won outright, I'll vote for Scalise. It's time to have a speaker.
But enough Republicans say they still support Jordan, leaving Scalise short of the 217 votes needed.
I think the number is large and growing of people who will not vote for Scalise on the floor.
The new speaker has to hit the ground running, with the federal government facing a range of critical issues.
To help families get back on track, to address our border crisis, to get our economy moving again, to address the spending in Washington that's driving inflation, high energy costs.
The federal government runs out of money in 37 days, and the fight over the last spending bill caused 8 Republican lawmakers to side with Democrats to vote out Kevin McCarthy as the previous speaker.
I'm just looking forward to having a new speaker that has some fiscal sanity in the room.
The White House wants Congress to pass a new bill with billions of dollars in military aid.
We are in active conversations with members of Congress about additional funding for Ukraine and for Israel.
There's broad support to pass more aid for Israel, but a growing number of House Republicans oppose more funding for Ukraine. Skyler Henry, CBS News, Capitol Hill.
And the new Speaker of the House will have a lot of say over any new legislation to provide support for Israel and Ukraine.
No bill can come to the House floor without approval from the Speaker.
The State Department now confirms 22 Americans are among the dead in the savage terror attacks in Israel. Israel continues to bombard Gaza as Hamas fires rockets within the embattled territory. President Biden and Vice President Harris spoke with Israel Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu again this morning, voicing unwavering support for Israel. The Palestinian ambassador to the United Nations pleaded for safe passage to be provided for Gaza's 2.3 million residents.
There has to be a humanitarian intervention in order to avoid a looming catastrophe.
The U.S. is discussing the issue of safe passage for civilians from Gaza. U.S. Secretary of State Antony Blinken is headed to Israel tonight.
The Coats for Kids drive is moving into its next phase this week. This is new video we got from Easy Office Products on Madison's east side, and a look at the more than 3,000 donations rolling in. Thank you, everybody who helped us this year. The drive collected new or gently worn winter jackets, hats, gloves, scarves, snowsuits, and snow pants. And now it's time to sort out all of that gear and get it ready to distribute to families in need to keep everyone warm this winter.
This is the fabric that makes Madison. All the people pitching in behind the scenes, what the Boys and Girls Clubs do, the people who donate the coats. It's not an easy task, but kids will be warm this year, and we should all feel proud about that.
The Boys and Girls Club is looking for people to volunteer to sort out all of the coats and also work the distribution events later next week. If you're interested in helping, you can sign up at a link on channel3000.com.
Good work, everybody. Well, did you ever make a room reservation only to face a resort fee?
Well, the federal government wants to do something about all those so-called junk fees. We'll find out what they have planned when Live at 4 continues.
The fresh timer starts the minute a tomato gets picked. That's why at Pick and Save, we shorten the time from harvest to home. So no matter how you shop, you'll have more time to enjoy your fresh produce. Pick and Save, fresh for everyone.
Have you ever been challenged, been tried, made a pact with your own limits? Have you been here, there, places no one should go? If you have, then you know that whatever you're capable of, so are we. No wonder Ford SUVs lead in brand loyalty. Choose FlexBuy on a new 2024 Ford Edge to get 1.9% APR financing for 66 months, plus $1,000 FlexBuy cash and $1,000 low APR cash.
Get 11% off at Menards and add style and function to your home. Where the perfect fixture can spotlight your newfound skills in the kitchen. Where the right pendant takes daily dinner from basic to brilliant. And where your decorating choices are all of a sudden illuminated. With Patriot Lighting, your lighting becomes a reflection of your personal style. Get the Meal of Vanity Light for just $48.85 after 11% rebate. Get 11% off Patriot Lighting only at Menards.
Save big money. My late father-in-law lit up a room, but his vision dimmed with age. He had AMD. I didn't know it then, but it can progress to GA, an advanced form of the disease. His struggle with vision loss from AMD made me want to help you see warning signs of GA, like straight lines that seem wavy, blurry or missing visual spots that make it hard to see faces, like this one, or trouble with low light. That makes driving at night a real challenge. If you've been diagnosed with AMD and notice vision changes, don't wait. GA is irreversible. It's important to catch it early. Talk to your eye doctor about GA and learn more at GAWon'tWait.com.
When it comes to my flooring needs, Floor & Decor is my go-to to get it all. That's because they've got my back, with the benefits and services I actually want and financing options to help take my business to the next level. Floor & Decor just gets it, and with a partner like that, I get more done. Discover Floor & Decor today.
Did you know that Wisconsin Vision offers telehealth eye exams? I just scheduled my telehealth eye exam easily on their website. Once in store, a tech helps get me started, and then pre-checks my eyes. See my eye on the screen? Then I have my telehealth eye exam virtually with a licensed optometrist on the TV.
Everything looks great, Kate. You're going to love your new prescription.
Ask about our $69 eye exam. Wisconsin Vision. See more life.
At Pick and Save, everyone wins when it comes to savings because you get the same great prices, deals, and rewards on pickup or delivery as you do in store. So no matter how you shop, everyone saves big. Pick and Save, fresh for everyone.
You're watching News 3 Now, live at 4.
Welcome back. NASA says the building blocks of life may be in an asteroid sample that recently returned to Earth.
The sample is at the Johnson Space Center in Houston, where scientists are preparing to open its container, but outside the box was bonus dust and small particles, offering a sneak peek at what could be inside. Scientists say it's carbon-rich, has water in its form of hydrated clay minerals. The sample comes from a 4.5 billion-year-old asteroid named Bennu that passes close to Earth every 6 years.
And this mission will help our scientists investigate planet formation for generations to come. And it's going to deepen our understanding of our solar system.
The mission to collect asteroid samples began in 2016 with the launch of the spacecraft OSIRIS-REx. It traveled nearly 4 billion miles to reach Bennu and returned to the Earth last month, landing in a Utah desert. 3 samples from the asteroid will be shipped to museums for the public to view: the Smithsonian in Washington, the Arizona Museum in Tucson, and the Johnson Space Center. That is something.
It's very cool. It's rocket science.
It is rocket science.
After beating Rutgers at home last weekend, the Badger football team has another game at Camp Randall this weekend. On this week's Wisconsin Huddle, sports director Zach Hanley sat down with star running back Braylon Allen. We asked Braylon whether the time of the kickoff affects his schedule on a game day.
Me and Coach Fick, we have our wake-up call pretty much at the same time. A later game we might be able to sleep in 30 minutes, an hour later. But overall, our schedule on game day is very scripted, and most of our hours are taken up, regardless of its meetings, if it's meetings or walkthroughs, whatever it might be. Our game days are, really scheduled. So I think the amount of time that we have to prepare our minds for the game, it doesn't really change.
Tune into the Wisconsin Huddle here on News 3 just after the 6 o'clock news. If you want to join the party, stop by the Monona Buck and Honey's location at 6 o'clock on Monday nights.
Another positive day on Wall Street as all eyes turn to consumer inflation data coming out tomorrow. The Dow Industrials added 65 points. The NASDAQ gained 96. The S&P 500 was up 18. The Federal Trade Commission says junk fees cost Americans billions of dollars every year.
Now the White House wants to change that. Michael George has the details.
Consumers searching online for a hotel room base their selection on the advertised price. But at checkout, there are often added costs, including resort fees.
fees known as junk fees.
President Biden is pushing for new rules that would force companies to post the full price up front on everything from hotel stays to utility bills.
Folks can end up paying as much as 20% more because of hidden junk fees.
If the rules are finalized, businesses would be banned from charging hidden fees. They'd also be required to show if fees are refundable. And companies that don't disclose fees could be subject to penalties. That would include tickets for concerts and sporting events. Some companies, like Ticketmaster, have already made a change so customers can opt to see prices with fees included. The Biden administration also wants to lower credit card late charges and make cable fees transparent. Any advice for consumers as how they can avoid or limit the damage these fees are inflicting on them?
I think consumers have to be aware that this is a strategy that many businesses are following.
Chuck Bell with Consumer Reports says until these new measures take effect, consumers need to do their research.
Sometimes you might find that you're on the internet for 15 minutes researching all the fees that you might be charged. But right now, that's the only way to know what the full cost is going to be.
It will likely be months before the proposed rules can be put into place. Michael George, CBS News, New York.
And the administration also wants to stop some big banks from charging for basic information about their accounts, like their balance.
There are junk fees everywhere.
Banks charge you if you ask what your balance is?
Yes, they can. Yep.
Well, we're fee-free here at News 3 Now. There aren't many DeLoreans on the road anymore.
And maybe only one with under 1,000 miles on the odometer. Stay tuned. We'll show you one after Jacob's rainy forecast.
Spas. The Swim Spa Hot Tub and Sauna Show is coming this weekend only at the arena at the Alliant Energy Center in Madison. Rows and rows of spas, hot tubs, and swim spas. The largest display in the state. Save up to 60% on all in-stock models. This weekend only at the arena at the Alliant Energy Center in Madison.
Fry Construction invites you to usher in the fall season with our exclusive fall sale. We're talking about savings of 23%. Many of your neighbors already know how we strive to meet and exceed expectations with each and every project. That's why they voted us Best Roofer 4 years in a row. Experience the best of Madison for yourself with Fry Construction. Get on board for our fall savings. Save 23% off gutters with any full roofing project. Schedule your consultation today at fryconstruction.com.
Look, Mom, I found one. Oh, yeah, you did, but we need an ATM from our bank, unless you want to spend a small fortune in fees.
No, thank you. Banking with BMO means more fee-free ATMs than the 2 largest U.S. banks combined, including places like pharmacies and grocery stores.
Saving money and more convenient. Look at you being so helpful.
What'd you expect? You're studying at a help stop.
That's you.
That's me, at a desk.
When a bank helps you get and stay ahead, that's the BMO effect.
Don't mind me. I'm just the flu. I'm quite harmless, really. And when people ask, but aren't you linked to dangerous flu complications like pneumonia, heart attack, and hospitalizations? I just say, but I'm just the flu. It's him. Who? I'm just the flu.
Fight the flu with higher dose flu vaccines from Sanofi. They're proven to provide better flu protection than standard dose flu shots in older adults. They've even been shown to better protect against flu-related complications.
Don't get Fluzone high-dose quadrivalent if you've had a severe allergic reaction to its components, including egg products, or after previous dose of flu vaccine. Don't get Flu-Block quadrivalent if you've had a severe allergic reaction to its components. Tell your healthcare professional if you've had severe muscle weakness after a flu shot. People with weakened immune systems may have a lower vaccine response.
Demand more from your flu shot. To get a Sanofi vaccine, make sure to ask for it by name. Schedule your Sanofi flu shot, available at these preferred national pharmacies.
It's never about, in the game of golf, just one thing. It's everything. It's all-encompassing. In Golf Galaxy, we are your team. And if you have a question on your equipment, your fitter's here for you. If you have a question on your swing or something mechanical, our Class A PGA professionals are here for you. If you need help fixing something, our club techs are here for you.
We have the fitting bays, we have the TrackMan, we have Biomech putter fitting system. When you come in, we want to fit you with the right apparel, the right footwear. We have everything that you could possibly need to improve your game.
Spas. The Swim Spa Hot Tub and Sauna Show is coming this weekend only at the arena at the Alliant Energy Center in Madison. Rows and rows of spas, hot tubs, and swim spas. The largest display in the state. Save up to 60% on all in-stock models. This weekend only at the arena at the Alliant Energy Center in Madison.
Well, take a look at this. This Halloween, a Utah neighborhood is ditching the orange and instead thinking pink. Very pink. A group of homeowners in the neighborhood of Daybreak are celebrating the smash hit of the summer with a decorative Halloween theme of Barbie in the Burbs. The neighborhood is already going viral for their efforts with countless views online and lots of foot traffic in person.
That's a great idea. I bet we're going to see a lot of Barbie trick-or-treaters this year.
I think so.
Yeah.
Ken and Barbie.
That and Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce. I bet we see a lot of that, too.
I'm sure you're right. Yeah. Well, we don't know what the weather's going to be for Halloween, but this weekend, we're lucky it's not because it's
yeah, we're going to see plenty of rain. Although if it was Sunday, it wouldn't be too bad because it should be over by Sunday. But by the end of the week, we're going to see plenty of rainfall. I'll have the details of the timing of it coming up after the break.
Go ahead and smile. Go ahead and smile.
From working out to catching up, and of course, game night. Your home is the groundwork for all of life's awesome moments. This is Tom Coyle. My family and I say thank you. We're proud to have been a part of this community for 78 years. And during our 78th anniversary event, carpet installation is just $78. Coyle Carpet One Floor and Home. Beautiful, made affordable. Locally owned and operated since 1945.
It hits you when you step into any of the 3 Willie Street Co-op stores. The smell of freshness. We work with hundreds of farms and vendors to bring you natural, organic, and local food selection unmatched in Madison. Everyone is welcome at Willie Street Co-op, and if you join our more than 30,000 owners, you'll get more sales, discounts, and perks. Fresh, local, organic, yours. Willie Street Co-op.
Feldco's got you covered this fall with 40% off windows and 40% off roofing. Plus, no interest for 1 year. 40% off windows and roofing won't last long. Call now.
Call 866 for Feldco.
Salonpas, makers of powerful pain relief patches for 89 years, believes in continuous improvement, like rounded corners that resist peeling, with an array of active ingredients and sizes to relieve your pain. Salonpas, it's good medicine.
Imagine a world with no drama.
I haven't signed Jody's card yet.
At 4imprint, finding the promotional products you need to create a memorable moment is an easy mission. Our expert team will take care of every detail to make your success a certainty. Take the drama out of ordering promotional products at 4imprint.com.
4imprint, for certain. At Affordable Dentures and Implants, we make new smiles affordable for everyone, so you don't need to wait another day to get your smile back. Click or call to schedule your new smile consultation today.
Go ahead and smile.
News 3 Now First Warn Weather is brought to you by Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor.
Discover a shopping and design experience as comfortable as the furniture. Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor. Schedule your free design consultation today.
Well, as I talked about earlier, we have that alert day for Friday and Friday night, although the rain is going to start pretty soon, actually, for some. And in general, we'll continue to see rain across our area through Saturday. 1 to 2 inches of rain is possible on Friday alone, but the entire system will see around 1 to 3 inches for much of our area, with some localized amounts possibly over 3 inches of rain. So for the 3 things you need to know, we could see some storms this evening, mainly to the south of Madison. And I already talked about the rainfall, but on top of the rainfall, we also are going to see some pretty gusty winds. Gusts could be up to 35, maybe even 40 miles per hour at times. So it's going to be rainy and it's going to be windy. So let me take you through future track. Again, tonight, most of the rain will be for Madison and places to the south. Areas north of Madison, probably not going to see that much rainfall. This will continue throughout the night into early tomorrow morning. But then later in the morning and early afternoon, that's when we're going to see more scattered showers move across our area. Although there could be heavy rain at times tomorrow, Tomorrow, it's not going to be as heavy as it will be on Friday, but throughout tomorrow night, we'll see on and off showers. It looks like the heavier rain for tomorrow night will be to the north of Madison, as once again, we'll see some on and off showers for the rest of our area. But then Friday rolls around, and that's when we're going to see the heaviest rain. So we'll see a line of heavy rain move across our area during the morning and early afternoon. And then as the winds shift, the rain is really going to linger across our area throughout the afternoon and evening on Friday. And more rain is also expected to develop just to the south of us and impact much of our region throughout the night into Saturday morning. And then by Saturday, we will start to see the rain break up a bit. Should be fairly dry by the afternoon, but maybe some lingering showers are possible. And also Saturday, the rain is expected to be very light by the daytime Saturday. So total precipitation over the next several days could be up to 2 inches. Maybe some areas could exceed close to 3 inches, maybe a little bit more. Again, all these numbers are subject to change depending on where the heavier bands of rain occur. But be prepared for plenty of rain, especially during the Friday afternoon and evening hours into early Friday night. Now, looking at the wind gust forecast, as I mentioned, we're also going to see those gusty winds. Well, they'll be up to 30 miles per hour tomorrow, and then tomorrow night into Friday, we could see those wind gusts up to 40 miles per hour. And as I've been talking about, it's going to be rainy, so the rain may be falling kind of sideways at times because it, for the most part, will be the raindrops will be fairly light. So we're going to see that windy weather on top of the rainy weather, and that's going to continue through Saturday. But as we get to Saturday afternoon, similar to the rainfall, that's when we expect the winds to die down. So looking at the temperatures, overnight lows are not going to be nearly as cold as last night, as we'll see lows dropping into the lower 50s, upper 40s. But then the highs tomorrow are not going to be much warmer than the overnight lows. So high temperatures will be cooler than the highs today, but the lows are going to be warmer than the lows last night. Looking at the 10-day forecast, we're going to continue to see high temperatures in the 50s. There might be a brief cool down for the start of next week, as we'll see highs in the lower 50s, and the overnight lows will also drop back down into the lower 40s. We have another chance of rain towards the end of next week, but it's not looking nearly as bad as what we'll see the next couple of days. So Friday is simply going to be a pretty gloomy day. If the rain was enough, we're going to get that wind as well.
So the umbrella's going to be inside out.
Yes.
Yes.
And you're going to need the umbrella for 3 straight days for sure.
Yeah. All right. Thank you, Jacob.
Thanks, Jacob.
An iconic vehicle from the 1980s has been discovered in good condition in Wisconsin. A 1981 DeLorean, the blast from the past, sat in a Waukesha County barn untouched and undriven for almost 20 years.
The 42-year-old vehicle still has all of its original parts from 1981 and only 977 miles on it. Barry McCrae spoke with the excited new owner.
That's the sound of an original 1981 DeLorean with only 977 miles on it, being pried open for the first time in nearly 2 decades. The stainless steel machine gaining new ownership after sitting in a Waukesha County barn, untouched and undriven.
He said he would go out in the barn and just look at it because he thought it was a really cool car.
Michael McElhatton is the owner of DeLorean Midwest, a restoration company. He says he got wind of the hidden treasure by a phone call all the way from New Mexico.
It happened pretty quick because once I found out the car was close and it was a low mileage car, I was excited to go take a look.
The nephew of the car's original owner told McElhatton they were looking to sell the piece of history. So McElhatton, along with his social media coordinator, Kevin Thompson, made the trip to the barn to see their dream car. But when they got there, they found more than they bargained for.
We opened it up. The first thing I saw was a mouse go running across the center console.
Despite the mice invasion, McElhatton says this car has withstood the test of time.
The condition of the leather, the condition of the instrument cluster and the dash, and a lot of places where you see sun damage, and that's one of the big killers on this. This car has virtually no sun damage.
Now, McElhatton is hopeful he can restore the car back to its glory days.
To take a car from this condition to what I know we can do with it is just, you know, that's an adventure anybody wants to be on.
It's pretty cool.
It is pretty cool. When did they stop making them?
I don't know. Shortly after it started.
After that, yeah.
Well, Back to the Future made them famous,
Right,
of course.
Of course.
Well, coming up next here on Live at 4, we'll show you the first house in the nation dedicated to child safety.
And then coming up next hour at 5, we continue our coverage into the tragic death of a 15-year-old on Madison's east side. That's coming up at 5.
At Harker Heating and Cooling, you can save a whole bunch of money when you buy a furnace. You know what's even better? Saving even more money when you purchase a furnace and an air conditioner at the same time.
Harker Heating and Cooling.
Get 11% off everything at Menards. Prepare for winter and save with a heavy-duty steel frame and waterproof cover. The Auto Shelter Portable Garage is the perfect choice. Get a 10 by 20-foot auto shelter for $299.99 after 11% off. Protect your boats and recreational vehicles with RV and Marine antifreeze. Its burst-proof protection is formulated to defend against freezing temperatures down to negative 50 degrees. Get a gallon for $2.49 after 11% rebate.
Save big money at Menards.
Have you ever been challenged, been tried, made a pact with your own limits? Have you been here, there, places no one should go? If you have, then you know that whatever you're capable of, so are we. No wonder Ford SUVs lead in brand loyalty. Choose FlexBuy on a new Ford Bronco Sport and get 3.9% APR financing for 66 months plus $500 FlexBuy cash only at your local Ford dealer.
My dry eyes made me a burning, stinging 5 times a day.
Makeup smearing, drops user.
I want another option. That's not another drop.
Tyrvaya. It's not another drop. It's the first and only nasal spray for dry eye. Tyrvaya treats the signs and symptoms of dry eye disease fast by helping your body produce its own real tears. Common side effects include sneezing, cough, and throat and nose irritation.
Relying only on drops? Not me. My own real tears are my relief.
Ask your eye doctor about Tyrvaya.
At Informed Choice Insurance Agency, we're proud of our 5-star reviews.
My agent Matthew explained everything about Medicare and the needed supplemental insurance. He took the time to show me several different plans and the plus and minuses of each policy.
Andrea was amazing, from her knowledge to her presentation to her skills in navigating complicated and intimidating waters. I cannot emphasize enough how much she helped me and my family.
Need help with your Medicare or Marketplace health plans? Get 5-star service at Informed Choice Insurance Agency.
At Harker Heating and Cooling, you can save a whole bunch of money when you buy a furnace. You know what's even better? Saving even more money when you purchase a furnace and an air conditioner at the same time.
Harker Heating and Cooling.
New at 5, questions remain after a 15-year-old was killed. 3 other teens were injured in a shooting on Madison's east side. We'll have the latest from investigators as to how the event unfolded.
We have an alert date Friday for potential heavy rain, but the entire system will begin tonight and last all the way through Saturday. I'll have more details at 5.
And ahead at 6, Governor Evers' billion-dollar package for child care has its first hearing. What Republicans want to change before the bill gets passed tonight at 6.
Giving the weather satellite a spin, we end up at LAX, Los Angeles International. 70, what is it, 72?
Not bad. Sunny skies. Traffic doesn't look too bad either, which is a shocker for LA. It's a nice shot.
Well, every year, tens of thousands of children are injured by products and appliances in and around the house, many of which can be easily prevented. Now, there's a new hands-on way to help parents spot those hidden dangers.
Consumer Reports takes us inside a first-of-its-kind house created by a family that turned a tragedy into something to help others.
Our Shane Hogan has more.
On November 1st, 2007, Brett Horn's life changed forever. His 2.5-year-old son, Charlie, was killed while attempting to climb on a small dresser in his bedroom. Turning tragedy into a mission, Brett and his wife, Jenny, created Charlie's House, the nation's first safety demonstration home, designed from the ground up and dedicated to reducing at-home accidents and injuries. It opened in Kansas City, Missouri in 2021.
It's a place where parents and caregivers can come and they can learn how to properly child-proof their home.
Whether it's unsafe sleep practices in a nursery, furniture prone to tipping over in a bedroom and living room, poisonous items and choking hazards in the bathroom, kitchen, and laundry area, or fire hazards, and how to avoid them.
There are so many hidden hazards that exist within the home, and this house is a place that parents and caregivers can visit to learn about various hazards that exist and learn what they can do to prevent risk.
For years, Consumer Reports worked alongside parents like Brett and other safety advocates demanding tougher standards for furniture. The recently enacted Sturdy Act does just that, establishing a mandatory safety standard for clothing storage furniture like the dresser that killed Charlie. It will be enforced by the Consumer Consumer Product Safety Commission.
It means that consumers are going to have a safer offering when they go to buy new dressers. And consumers can also expect an agency, CPSC, to come forward with enforcement actions where appropriate, where we see noncompliance in the marketplace.
And sometimes as new products hit the market, new risks arise.
New products are always a concern, and so it's important to keep up to date with new guidance on safe sleep.
It's a never-ending battle advocates like Brett Horn and many others are embracing. This is Shane Hogan.
And Charlie's House offers virtual tours, and we'll post a link on our website if you want to check that out.
Yeah, it'd be cool to see that from anywhere you are. If you've experienced any unstable furniture or any other product safety issue, you can report it to the CPSC at saferproducts.gov.
Well, it's time to get your plant and garden questions answered.
When we come back, we'll join Lisa Briggs live at the Bruce Company. Email your questions to tips@channel3000.com, and we'll take your questions when we come back.
Are you dealing with annoying knee pain, maybe some limited shoulder mobility, and your hips, well, they're just not what they once were? It might be time to call Orthopedic and Spine Centers of Wisconsin.
So patients ask me frequently, how do I know when it's time for my joint replacement? And obviously first we want to make sure that that's actually what they need, having taken x-rays and had an exam to say that's what's going to help them. But otherwise I think it's a matter of lifestyle for most patients. That means that they wake up in the middle of the night because of their hip or knee hurts, that they can't walk as far as they want to, they have trouble placing their shoes and socks, simple things like that. Sometimes it's a little more involved, like I can't play golf, or I can't bowl, and I'm being bothered in the things I enjoy and I would like to do, and that I could otherwise still do if it wasn't for my hip or knee hurting me. I do think there are occasionally situations where it maybe does go a little bit past just it's bothering your lifestyle, that some cases there would be starting to be significant bone damage or bone loss occurring around the joints, which can make surgery more difficult. Or in some circumstances, people have their legs giving out on them and they're falling and they're at risk of other injury. And again, those are circumstances where maybe sooner than later is a better choice. So I think it's important for me to help educate people on to what is involved in the surgery and the process to help them make that decision. These are major procedures and it's not to be taken too lightly, but overall, fortunately, they are very, very successful surgeries. It may take a couple months to get back to your normal life, but it should allow you to get back to doing the things you enjoy and want to do.
Get back to living life pain-free with Orthopedic and Spine Centers of Wisconsin. I'm Emmy Fink, and you're buzzed into Madison.
After 118 years, McGann Furniture is closing its doors. The owners are retiring. Shop now at McGann's Price Crash Going Out of Business sale and take an additional 25% off the already lowest marked sale price. Everything must go. Prices crashed on quality name brand furniture, bedding, dining room sets, and accessories. Free financing. All credit welcome. Special sale hours. Hurry in today to the Price Crash Going Out of Business sale at McGann Furniture, downtown Baraboo. You'll be glad you did.
Are you sweating over high energy bills? Windows drafty or broken? Champion is here to help. With our 70th anniversary sale, buy 2 windows, get 2 free.
At Champion, we design new windows specific to your home's needs.
Then they are built in our very own factory,
Installed by a team of professionals and guaranteed for a lifetime by our best-in-class warranty.
Buy 2 windows, get 2 free. Call or go online to book your free estimate at getchampionwindows.com.
It's time for your first warn traffic. Pretty clear across much of the Madison area. Beltline looking pretty good. Just a few slowdowns in a few spots. Also, the interstate is looking good near Madison. And speaking of the interstate, I want to mention that up north, it is completely clear all the way up north to Dells and beyond. So the accident that occurred earlier has been cleaned up and the interstate is now green in both directions. Now, going down south, interstate's also green down south to Janesville with over 70 miles per hour in both directions. And look at specific times times. Like I mentioned, not a lot going on the eastbound or westbound Beltline, and that also includes the southbound Beltline from Sun Prairie to downtown. And that's your first warn traffic. Back to you guys at the couch.
Jacob, thank you. Some SoCal guys and gals went wild when actor Will Ferrell showed up at a USC frat party and took over as DJ. The actor, who's an alum of the school, his son is a student there as well, was definitely challenging some old school Frank the Tank vibes at the helm. This time, thankfully, he kept his clothes on.
Oh, can you imagine?
Can you imagine?
That's great. I love it.
All right, Lisa Briggs from the Bruce Company is answering your plant and garden questions. She's there live. Hi, Lisa.
Hi, Lisa.
Hi, guys. How are you?
Pretty good. This one just
Excellent.
This one just came in. It came from Steve. It says, Lisa, tell Mark to throw away the dead plant in front of him. Our decorations here are...
Yeah, our flowers have seen better days.
Well,
I think
there's a couple of good ones in there.
Time to refresh it a little bit.
All right. Our next one, Steve writes, what is wrong with this palm? He sent a picture. Here it is. Lisa, what do you think? What's going on here?
So it is spider mites. And spider mites can be a really pernicious problem. So if it's just like on a couple of fronds, they should cut them out, dispose of them, and treat it with a miticide that is good for inside and indoors. But if the whole plant looks like that, I think it's a goner and they should probably pitch it.
Start over, maybe start over.
Nobody wants to hear that, but yeah, spider mites are hard on a plant.
Oh, that's unfortunate. All right, let's go to our question from Della. She said she has some burning bushes. They're about 5 feet tall. She wants to know when she can cut them back and how much.
So burning bushes can be trimmed at a lot of different times. I wouldn't do it right now. I'd either do it like in the spring or after the leaves fall off. Either way. And she can probably take it back 25 to 30% would be fine.
But springtime.
Yeah, springtime's better, but
right.
She can do it now if she wants to.
All right, Victoria, she has a 12-foot grapefruit tree that she grew from a seed. It's getting too tall for her living room. Should I just cut it down? And if so, how far?
I think that she's probably been growing that for a long time. I think we want to see photos of what that looks like so we could advise her exactly where to cut it. So she could send photos to you and you'll pass them on, or she can send them right to the plant desk. That's plantdesk@brucecompany.com, and then we'll take a look.
Okay.
Plantdesk@brucecompany.com.
Yeah, that's pretty impressive.
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
Okay,
That's impressive.
Karen says she has a tropical hibiscus that had a beautiful unopened blossom and it fell off before it was able to open up. What would cause that to happen?
It might not be getting enough light. It might have been an uneven watering situation because, you know, it was so dry, and if it went too far dry between waterings, that might have something to do with it. It also might be that it was left outside when it got a little nippy at night, and so the flower buds were frozen off a little bit. It got too cold for them, so it could be any one of those things. She should bring it in the house now, treat it with insecticidal soap to make sure she's not bringing any bugs in, and then put it in a really, really sunny spot.
All right, Tammy has 2 huge geranium plants. How or when can I trim and cut them back? They're quite old for my mother, so I'd like to continue to keep them growing.
Yeah, so bring those inside. There are a couple ways you can do it. You can have them be dormant and treat them as a dormant plant and then sort of restart them in the spring. But if you want to keep them as a house plant, bring them inside. Again, a really, really sunny window, and just sort of keep your eye on it. Trim it back if it starts to get leggy. But if it's getting enough light and it's staying nice and compact, you can just let it go and have it be a house plant.
Okay. This person was told by somebody at the golf course, wait until the leaves are done to plant grass seed, then apply grass seed to an existing lawn and wait. Is it spring? In the spring, or I'm not sure what this is.
Because by then the new seeds will sprout.
Oh, okay.
So what do you think, Lisa?
Yeah. So I think it's getting really late for fall seeding or fall overseeding. It all is going to depend on what the weather does. You could put seed down and it may or may not have time to germinate. You want to make sure if you put it down now that you put a cover over it, like a thin layer of straw or hay, and that it needs to be watered every day. Otherwise, if he doesn't have that kind of patience to deal with it, then wait until spring and you can overseed in the spring.
Okay.
Sounds
All right.
good.
Chase has a question. He wants to know, when is a good time to plant tulips and other perennial bulbs?
Right now, spring flowering bulbs can be planted right now. Now that the temperatures have gotten cooler, the ground is still warm enough for them to root in. So come in, if you've got them already, get them in the ground, you know, in the next couple weeks. And if you don't have them yet, it's also the perfect time to buy them. We've got a really good selection here.
Oh, great.
And how do you keep the squirrels away?
Yeah, that's the big question.
All right.
That's another question.
Yeah, that's another story.
Here's another question. Is there any benefit to spraying Roundup on weeds this time of year?
Some of the perennial weeds, like oxalis, the sorrels or creeping Charlie, will benefit. Well, they will not benefit by a treatment, a fall treatment of some kind of herbicide. So perennial weeds, yes, you can go ahead and do that. For annual weeds, you've really missed the boat. You just want to pull them and be sure that you use preen in the spring to keep any seed that was dispersed from germinating.
All right.
Okay, good to know. Cindy would like to know, how and when should you trim back creeping phlox?
Oh, okay. Creeping phlox you can trim back now. A lot of people, sometimes creeping phlox will stay partially evergreen, so I would tend to leave it and let it go and then deal with it in the spring. But you could trim it back now if you wanted to. It's just a good ground cover.
All right. Tom and Sue just wrote in. Is it too late to plant new perennials or divide the ones I have?
Dividing, yes, it is too late to be dividing the ones you have. But planting new perennials, that is fine. I would definitely, if you're planting now, apply like some kind of like a rooting hormone or a root stimulator. And then once the ground is frozen, so after Thanksgiving, I would put down some mulch or some straw or something like that to keep the soil from, as it freezes and thaws, from pushing them out of the ground. But they'll be fine if you plant them now.
Okay. Winter's coming.
Great questions,
Well, we
everybody.
got 11 questions
Thank
in.
you for sending them in. Show that pumpkin. Lisa, show that pumpkin you're holding real quick. Hold that pumpkin up. I love that. That's not a carving one, though, right?
No, that's more of a gourd,
This
right?
is not a carving. It's a deco pumpkin.
yeah.
All right, Lisa. Thank you.
Thank you.
You're looking great over there at the Bruce Company.
Yeah, it really looks terrific.
We'll have a final check of your forecast coming up.
Spas. The Swim Spa Hot Tub and Sauna Show is coming this weekend only at the arena at the Alliant Energy Center in Madison. Rows and rows of spas, hot tubs, and swim spas. The largest display in the state. Save up to 60% on all in-stock models. This weekend only at the arena at the Alliant Energy Center in Madison.
I had a lot of bad days with gout, but that one took the wedding cake. Even with medicine, my uric acid was still too high to stop painful gout buildup. Then a gout specialist told me about Cristexa.
Cristexa is a prescription medicine for adults with gout whose symptoms are not controlled by other gout medicines.
I learned Cristexa quickly starts working to break down gout buildup.
Cristexa is an infused medicine. Serious life-threatening allergic reactions can occur while taking Cristexa. Tell your doctor right away if you have symptoms such as shortness of breath, trouble breathing, dizziness, itching, or swelling of the throat or tongue. Cristexa is not recommended if you have high levels of uric acid without a history of gout. Do not take Cristexa if you have a rare disorder called G6PD deficiency or favism. Before receiving Cristexa, tell your doctor if you have a history of heart problems and all the medicines you take. Cristexa may cause gout flare-ups, allergic reactions, nausea, bruising, sore throat, constipation, chest pain, and vomiting.
I received Cristexa for about 6 months. Now I'm in control, not gout.
Find a doctor who specializes in gout at goutdocnow.com.
The spring could just break. Precision is there to help.
We have fully stocked vehicles to fix any problem you have that same day, and we are all over the Madison area.
You're just one phone call away from getting your garage door fixed today.
Precision Door Service, a name you can trust.
Spas. The Swim Spa Hot Tub and Sauna Show is coming this weekend only at the arena at the Alliant Energy Center in Madison. Rows and rows of spas, hot tubs, and swim spas. The largest display in the state. Save up to 60% on all in-stock models. This weekend only at the arena at the Alliant Energy Center in Madison.
We have an alert day for Friday for heavy rain, but the system will begin tonight and last until Saturday. I'll have more details at 5.
And questions remain after a 15-year-old was killed in a shooting on Madison's east side. The very latest details on what happened next at 5.
Thursday at 10, you're having a baby and the clock's already ticking. I'm finding out what parents are going through to secure and pay for spots in local daycare.
It just feels impossible, honestly.
News 3 Now is looking into solving the childcare crisis. Thursday at 10.
Here's one final look at your forecast. Here are the rain chances over the next several days, including the nighttime hours. Rain chances will really pick up by the day tomorrow. After a slight dip Thursday night, they're going to be even greater for Friday and Friday night. Friday during the day, especially evening and early Friday night, will likely be a washout. And then the rain chances will slowly diminish over the weekend before they're pretty much at 0 to start next work week. Now for the 7-day forecast, we do have another chance of rain towards the end of next week, but it's not expected to be nearly as bad as it will be the next couple of days. As I talked about earlier, on top of the rainfall, we're also going to see some pretty windy conditions with the gusts up to 40 miles per hour at times. Now, temperatures aren't going to be impacted too much, maybe a slight dip to start next work week, but in general, we'll consistently see those highs in the 50s and lows in the 40s.
All right, Jacob, thank you. Tomorrow here on Live at 4, Dr. Zorba Pastor helps us navigate all the various vaccines available.
And lucky you, our Traveler Throwback Thursday looks into some people's fear of Friday the 13th. That's right, it's coming up this Friday. That's coming up tomorrow on Live at 4.
At Revamp, we transform your old beat-up concrete from this to this in one day. We grind down the concrete to open up the pores for a perfect bond. Then we repair all cracks and apply our base coat and chip and seal it with our polyaspartic top coat that will never chip, peel, or discolor. On top of all that, our coatings are ridiculously easy to clean and covered by our exclusive lifetime warranty. And right now, we're running our 60-60-60 sale. So when you purchase your new concrete coating from any of our Revamp brands, you get a $60 Visa gift card, plus either 60% off the installation or 60-month no-interest financing. And when you call during this program, you'll also get up to 10 carbon fiber concrete stitches free, which help reinforce cracks and stop them from spreading. A $350 value for free.
South Central Wisconsin homeowners, pick up the phone. Call 1-800-886-8411. That's 1-800-886-8411.
Our city has a pulse. Steps from bustling and wild. Come find familiar. Experience new. Live in our rhythm and stay.
Over the years, the attorneys at Habish, & Rotier have handled numerous cases involving the design and relative safety of child car seats. Because of this litigation, manufacturers have been forced to make these seats safer. We helped change the industry, and our most precious cargo can now travel more safely. The skill expended to achieve this result is the opposite of one phone call and a quick settlement. Habish, & Rotier, national reputation, hometown service.
Welcome back to Sam's Hot Takes. What's hot now? Spectrum One Stream. It's internet, unlimited mobile, advanced Wi-Fi, and this Xumo Streambox free with Spectrum TV. It makes searching for shows and movies across live TV and streaming apps easy. It's streaming simplified.
Get internet for $49.99 a month, advanced Wi-Fi, and your first line of unlimited mobile free for 12 months. Plus, add Spectrum TV and get a free Xumo Streambox for 12 months. Call 833-788-4999. Visit Spectrum.com or stop by a Spectrum store today.
In our final touch, Fat Bear Week is over.
And a new champ has been crowned. A record-setting number of votes were cast, and this year's winner of the annual National Park Pre-Hibernation Weight Gain Contest is number 128, or Grazer, a bulky, big bad mama bear who bested the rest of the field. She received 108,000 votes. The second place winner, Chuck, only received 23,000 votes. Congrats, Grazer. Enjoy your hibernation. We'll see you next spring. And we'll see you back here tomorrow. News 3 Now at 5 starts right now.